Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Tech Chit Chat Show. If you're new here, my name is Ken, and you can find me on Northern Viking every day, and Northern Viking Explorer on YouTube. I am here with my wonderful co-host Steven, 8-Bit Warrior on Twitter, and Steven Loney on YouTube. How are you today, Steven?
I am doing well, thank you. Yeah.
Good.
Sorry,
good.
I was just jamming to the music at the start. My mind's kind of like...
I can see you jamming now. I couldn't before. I think we made some settings changes, so I could see you doing the electric slide there before our show starts up here.
I was trying to make you worry and disappear and think I was gone just before the show. So
hide under the desk. Well, you've usually come running with your coffee during the countdown. So
yeah, no, I don't have I actually have my dog under the desk right now, so he took the spot.
So that's awesome. Yeah, it's been a while. Like we chat every now and then, but it's been a while since we've live streamed for sure.
Oh, it has been. Has it been like 2 or 3 months or something?
Have we? Maybe. I think it was before Christmas.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So are you saying we're back?
We are back, and we are rusty.
Yeah, we are.
We're rusty. We can't even remember the programs we used to do this. So
yeah, it was a bit of a struggle.
Yeah. So just a bit of a backstory. You're going through a full renovation at your house.
Yeah.
And
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
There was no workplace for you unless you were going to stream from Starbucks. So
that could have been better than the other option. Yeah.
And so your renovations, I think they're almost done, aren't they?
I think we are about 3 to 4 weeks out.
Nice.
So
you happen to get a little corner in the basement that you can work out of for now. So that's awesome.
I found this room. It's next to the furnace. So if you hear some like furnace noises going on, that's why. Yeah. But you know what? This is a really good option for me right now. So which has allowed us to continue to start this up again, which is great. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, we are back. We are feeling rusty, but I think we're gonna. I'm looking through the program here. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that button. I forgot to start the live stream. You're like, are we gonna start? And I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Usually I'm the one that's like talking while we're about to start, and then you're like, I'm like, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I can't even. Yeah, I'm all over the place. So, but it is good to be back, and yeah. So, did you have a good weekend? I know we've been chatting, but let's chat some more. You have a good weekend? Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? What day is it? It's Tuesday. Yeah.
It's Tuesday.
Been busy. I've been getting back to work on editing things and doing things, and it's going good.
I saw you were working on a new update, Game Maker Roundup.
Yeah. So that's a series that on YouTube I've been trying to get going. It's called Game Maker Roundup, which is a just kind of like a news segment for like the Game Maker game development engine. And so I think it's been like 7 months since I did the last one, which has been I was planning to do one at like least once a month, and it hasn't happened. So I'm finally getting back to doing another one and getting back into the groove of video editing. It's been good.
If you haven't watched the Game Maker Roundup, go back and watch some of them from Steven. They're really good, and you get a decent amount of views on them as well. So
awesome. Good feedback. Good feedback. I haven't got I just haven't been consistent with it yet, but good feedback on stuff. People seem to like it. It's just kind of a fun way to engage with that community. So
that's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, it's been busy for me. We were on holidays and we came back, and I just have a lot of content I'm trying to get caught up on. So just pushing through with that. But so today we are going to be chatting about puffles. Kind of puffles. Oh. I tried to go find a puffle right before when I got my coffee, but I couldn't find a puffle.
You didn't raid your kids' rooms?
Well, I did. That's what I was trying to do.
Puffle?
I was trying to find the puffle, the stuffy puffle.
If people don't know what they are, they're going to be like, "What are you talking about?" But some of you know. Some of you know what we're talking about.
Some of you know what a puffle is.
Yeah.
So what we're going to be chatting about today is Club Penguin. Some of you might be like, "What? Club Penguin? What is that?" Well, we'll get into what it was in a moment, but it shut down at one point a few years back, and then it got rewritten and became a very popular website. And again, even though it had been shut down. So Disney came back and shut down the rewritten version of Club Penguin because Disney owns Club Penguin. And this was in London. And so now they are Shutdown. So that's what we're going to be chatting about today is
Mhm.
Club Penguin, them being shut down, and a little bit maybe about their history, because we both kind of
Yeah.
have a little bit of history there or know of people who are involved with it.
We do. Yeah.
Or maybe originally involved with it. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So should we dive right into it?
Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead.
All right. So let's jump over to, let's maybe start out with, I was going to do this a different way, but I think maybe, Stephen, let's start out with a bit of the history of Club Penguin.
Sure.
I think that might be better. So Club Penguin, when was that? Was made available to the public back in 2005.
That's correct.
And so Club Penguin was there's these penguins on this, it's a kids game basically. It was open to all ages. And it was actually started here in the town that I live in, Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. So and then a few years later, Disney bought them and opened up a Disney studio here in the town we live in. So pretty cool that way. A big story here in our town. I believe it was sold for around 700 million, somewhere in that range.
I thought it was, I know in this article they said 700. I thought it was around 300. I mean, that's a lot of money regardless, but
regardless, yeah, it's, the article says 700, who knows, whatever. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
But yeah, so it was a big success story in the town that I live in. And I think that even to this day, the ramifications, I don't even want to call them ramifications, the fruits of that business are still exploding here in the town. We have a big tech hub here. Some of the founders of that are still involved in tech here in our town. We've got an innovation center. There's tons. It's kind of become a little tech hub here in British Columbia. So, and I think Club Penguin was really one of the kind of companies that helped start that here in Kelowna. So it's definitely a cool little thing. Do you want to explain a little bit more basically what the game was about, Stephen?
Yeah, so Club Penguin was one of the earliest MMOs basically for kids. It was meant to be like a safe place for kids to go in. It was started by a guy from Kelowna, Lance Preeb, who started it as like kind of a side project. And the first thing of it was like characters throwing snowballs at each other. And apparently, I think it was from this article, another one mentioned how it was actually a Far Side comic with a penguin in it that inspired him to influence him to make penguins for this game. And that eventually, what was just a kind of this experiment with Flash, with the Flash programming stuff back in the day, which is pretty basic. I guess quite amazing what he got going with back in the day with Flash, because I don't think it was really meant for this, but it worked. It ended up blowing up. So 2005 is when they first launched officially to the public. And by 2007, they had 30 million user accounts in 2 years.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal, right? And then, of course, by 2013, they had over 200 million registered accounts. So really big. And that might have been about when, I'm not sure when Disney bought them, but.
So I believe there was, I don't know the whole backstory, but there are a couple other kind of founders. There's Lane Merrifield, and you may have seen him on Dragon's Den, or the Canadian version of that, Shark Tank. Or no, Shark Tank's the American version. I think Dragon's Den is the Canadian version. Right. And then Dave Crisco as well, I believe, were the other founders of the company. So I'm not sure how the whole story played out with how it got started that way, but there's definitely, well, now Lane Merrifield, you see him on TV all the time. And
now you and I kind of both have a bit of a history with the Club Penguin company here and stuff. Originally it was called New Horizon Entertainment Interactive, and Disney bought them. But you were saying beforehand that you had.
Well, back in the day, a couple stories. So my son, my boys, they used to do video game testing there. So. Right. As kids in this town, you got to go over to I don't know if it was Disney Studios at the time. I think it was. And they got to do video game testing. they'd get dropped off there for an hour and test video games and get like passes to Club Penguin and stuff, which was really cool. And I even interviewed there once as not to do technical side. What did I was trying to explain it to you before, more the logistics side, like more working with the hardware purchasing and that kind of stuff. Back in the day, I didn't get the job, but it's all good. But I do over the years know quite a few people who have worked there for sure.
Yeah. And I had actually applied at New Horizon Interactive, which was their name before they got bought out by Disney, just before they were bought up by Disney. And I also didn't get hired. and this would have been back, just before Disney bought them, like probably about 6 to 12 months before. And so I remember going to their office there, going in at that time, and it was pretty cool, and seeing the video playing their Club Penguin stuff in there, and it was really cool.
That's awesome. So why don't we continue on in the story?
Yes. Enough chit chat.
So that's what Club Penguin is. And then, so when they shut down, when was that? 2017?
2017. Yeah. At the start, I think of 2017.
A couple months later, I think on the article coming up, we'll see when it started up. So a couple months later, something called Club Penguin Rewritten popped up on the web, and it grew extremely quickly. And some of the numbers, like their Discord server had 140,000 users on it.
Wow.
And so basically what happened, I believe, from my understanding, is that the City of London, England police, not London, Canada, London, England police, kind of...
it wasn't the Mounties, no.
No, it wasn't the RCMP.
No.
Shut them down. And this was Disney getting them shut down, apparently. So...
although, sorry, I'm seeing in my head it would have been cool if Mounties did shut down the Penguins, though. I just like that mental image of like
on horses,
like Mounties arresting, handcuffing like penguins and taking them away.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We should have made that a thumbnail.
Yes. So they shut them down. A lot of people are sad. I know people who
why did they shut them down, Ken? Why would they shut them down for?
Why would they shut them down?
Wasn't it legit? Wasn't it the real?
No, it wasn't the real Club Penguin. So,
what do you mean? It looked real.
The interesting thing is, it totally looked real. I didn't play it. I know people who played it.
Yeah.
But so they got shut down. But I think there's a lot of uproar that they got shut down. It makes me wonder, though. Should Disney bring it back? Yeah.
Like there's still like a demographic that wants it. It's still there.
Yeah. Like from my understanding, the rewritten was free, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Where you had to pay before. But makes me wonder if Disney should bring it back as a free version. And maybe add-ons or something like that.
So Rewritten, where it was suspected that some of the trouble may have come in is, so Rewritten's been up and down since 2017. And there's some suspicion that, like, I think even from the creators of Club Penguin Rewritten, that they started to do, they've stated that it's been stuff that brings in money, like advertisements, is to fund the servers and to keep that going. And apparently the extras would then go to donations to other places. But apparently they started to run ads where you can like watch an ad to get some kind of like currency in the game, like kind of what you would have had to probably paid for back in the day. And so they kind of suspect that might have gotten the eyes of Disney to get more involved and to shut it down. That doesn't mean it was like sketchy or weird, but it's just once there was like monetary stuff going in there, it might have given Disney more grounds to start to shut them down legally. So, because this has been ongoing for a while. This isn't, I mean, that's been like 4 or 5 years now, right? Of Club Rewritten been up. So no, but I agree. I think it does seem to show that like there is room for Disney to bring it back. And they had tried to move things over to Club Penguin Island or something it was called.
Yeah.
And that did not last.
No, that was only up for a short time, and then it got kiboshed. So I mean, it was a big game. Like they had it on the most of the Nintendo handhelds, I believe, had it. Like the DS for sure had it.
Well, yeah, they had what was it here? Club Penguin Elite Penguin Force. And apparently, if I'm correct, that was like they took like the investigator Secret Service part of Club Penguin and repackaged it into the DS version or something, if I heard correctly.
Okay.
I didn't play it myself, but I know my younger brother had played it back in the day, like quite a bit. And like it was cool. They liked it, and it fit in with the Club Penguin universe, and I think it did well in its own right.
Yeah.
But they tried to move over to kind of this new thing with the 3D Club Penguin on the island. It lasted maybe a year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's interesting. Like I've noticed that quite a bit with games. And as new ones come out, sometimes old is better. If that's like it's kind of like sequels and thirds in movies as well. Like something about the first one. And
I only really like the first Jurassic Park, by the way. I don't know
okay.
That's an example.
I kind of like the newer Jurassic Park is one I don't mind. The newer ones.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Star Wars. Oh, I'm gonna get a lot of heat for just saying that.
That's not the topic today. That's not the topic.
All right, I take that back. So this other article here, this is the wiki page for Club Penguin Rewritten, and we have all these kind of in the show notes there. You can check them out. But yeah, on April 26th, so February 12th, 2017, Club Penguin Rewritten had accumulated over 11 million accounts. So that's the rewritten version.
Like that's a lot of accounts for unofficial thing. Like when should Disney bring it back? Well, you got 11 million accounts on an unofficial thing. A lot of companies would want those numbers for their game. So
then they shut down in February 2018, and then they opened right back up 2 months later or a month later with a relaunch. So they've been up and down for sure. Then now on April 13th, they got shut down.
Now, during this time, there was another unofficial Club Penguin brought up called Club Penguin Online, I do believe.
Okay.
And that one was shut down earlier, apparently. So Club Penguin Rewritten did something well. They seem to have preserved the tight chat censorship that was in Club Penguin. Like the banning system, like you type the wrong words and there'd be races for people. Apparently people would speed run to see how quick they could get banned.
Okay.
Because like it was quite a tight system.
Sorry, is this in the original or in the?
Yeah, in the original, but Club Penguin Rewritten also seemed to have brought this. Also seemed to bring that standard into their unofficial version of Club Penguin. So it felt very much like the original Club Penguin, even how it was censored. That's what you were used to. So it kept it really safe. Tried to be safe for kids and stuff on there, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, the Club Penguin Online did not have that filtering. It did not have that in there, and it was much more open to just abuse and things that were not appropriate.
Okay.
And it got caught up in more scandal and stuff and was shut down quite a while ago. So to contrast it, there was another unofficial one, but it didn't uphold the character of the actual Club Penguin. That one got shuttered with its problems. But Club Penguin Rewritten seemed to actually even keep that standard going. And so it felt really like the legitimate Club Penguin. Like it was really cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens with it going on. Does another one pop up, or does Disney bring it back, or who knows what's going on there?
Yeah. And you know, it seems to get more into the political kind of side, it seems, Disney has the right to shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
It's their IP, it's their content, and they have the right to do it. It's
For sure.
For better or for worse. I don't think we can complain. Does it show that to Disney that there is that people there who would like to see it? Yeah, and would it,
Mm-hmm.
whether or not they should do something with it? Yeah, they have the right to shut it down, and they can do all that. And I think even people who made it know, you got to know that you're walking a fine line. And I mean, companies like Sega are cool to let people make fan games based on Sonic and different characters. That's because Sega has extended that, have their right to do that, not because they have to, and not every company has to. And so, but there is. And
you wanted to talk about, well, kind of, you wanted to talk about box critters.
Yeah. So for those who are looking for the new Club Penguin experience, there actually is a follow-up here, and it is kind of a spiritual successor called Box Critters, which is actually being created by the original creator of Club Penguin, Lance Priebe. He's kind of, again, was on the side starting up another experiment with stuff, and this has been in progress for years. Not like it's just kind of been bubbling, but more recently, last year or two, started to be more public. It's in like a beta. This is just like a basic page here. There's a lot more to it now. Like, but it feels a lot. I think they have the original artists for the backgrounds.
Okay.
And it feels a lot like Club Penguin.
Well, when you look at the photo here, it looks a lot like Club Penguin. Like you can tell the art is very similar in it.
Yeah, because that will be the original artists from Club Penguin working on this project. And I think they're in Kelowna too. I think they might still be there.
Okay.
So now instead of controlling penguins in this one, you control these furry little characters like hamster characters, and you dress them up much like Club Penguin, go to different areas, events. So if anyone is looking for a Club Penguin replacement, Box Critters is under development, and it is looking to be that.
So is Rocket Snail the company and Box Critters the game?
Yeah, so Rocket Snail is Lance Priebe, I do believe.
Okay.
And so whether that's a company or not, I'm not sure. It might now be under Hyper Hippo, which is the creator of Adventure Capitalist, which is Lance Priebe's company again. Lance Priebe owns Hyper Hippo.
They have a huge studio here in Kelowna. Yeah. So,
and I believe this game, Box Critters, has now come under their umbrella. I think it's been moved there. So now I think it might be Hyper Hippo now officially.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, for people who are looking to for Club Penguin stuff, I would say just jump over here and look, because this is the closest I think you're going to get.
Yeah.
To something official.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So that's new stuff coming down the pipe. You can keep your eyes peeled for that. So awesome. Do we want to get into our question of the day, Stephen? Or did you have more thoughts before we do that?
I'm just thinking of the day, and then we'll at the end discuss something else we had in mind.
Yeah, we'll do this, and then we'll do our question of the day because it has to do with Club Penguin, and then after that we'll jump over to our other thing we were going to chat about. Our surprise. If you looked at the news yesterday, it's not that much of a surprise. But our question of the day: do you or your family play Club Penguin, or have you played Club Penguin in the past or rewritten? For myself, my kids played the original Club Penguin quite a bit.
Yeah,
and we even had it on the DS. So yes, I think we actually had it on the Wii as well. Like the original Wii. I could be wrong, but I think we did. So
I actually didn't know there was a game on the Wii. I forget.
Yeah. I'll let you answer while I double check that.
Yeah. Have I played Club Penguin? I have, but more for like testing reasons, and I was looking to apply at the company and just getting familiar with it. But I did introduce my family to it, younger siblings and stuff, and they got into it and played it like a lot. So I'm very familiar with Club Penguin, and Yeah, and so I played a little bit. I've probably done the tubing down the hill races, and I wonder if I should share a secret about the tubing in Club Penguin.
Sure. So yes, it was available on the Wii, just for your reference. So you could play it on the Wii, and you can buy it on eBay for $3.45. So if you would like to try it out. What's the secret for the tubing?
So
was it a cheat?
The tubing was like a 4-player multiplayer race sledding down the hill.
Yeah.
Right, with your penguin. And apparently, so it was online. I don't know if they updated it later, but apparently it wasn't really on, like it wasn't actually racing people. Like it was just simulating the online. So you would join with other penguins, but you could both win. Like, I don't know if it got changed later, but I think when they just got it working, it was like, yeah, you join with your friends and you see their names and they'd be racing past you and wiping out in the course.
Okay.
But I think you could both, like, I don't know. So it's just,
that's awesome.
Maybe I shouldn't have revealed that, but
everybody should be a winner.
No.
Isn't that what the way the world works now?
No.
Everybody should win.
So thank you.
Awesome.
So,
well, that's our chat for the Club Penguin part of our show today. So I think we're going to wind down that part. We're going to stick around and actually chat about something else. So what happens when we hit 100 subscribers, Stephen?
Yeah, at 100 subscribers, we are going to upgrade our streaming service to 1080p from this lowly 720p. So if you want to help us out and subscribe, maybe share our channel, our content. We're now on, so now we're on YouTube and Twitch and on Facebook as well, which we just, this is our first
today
time
was
Facebook.
Our first one. Yeah, awesome.
So if you are on any of those platforms, you can help us out if you wish with sharing this content. And at 100 subscribers, we'll look to upgrade our stream to 1080p.
Plus, we are on podcast as well if you want to listen to us talk about Club Penguin.
Yes.
All right, so that winds down our Club Penguin talk. Until next time, take care. But let's keep going. What else did we want to chat about there, Stephen?
So the more edgier article for today is Twitter and Elon Musk buying Twitter.
Yeah. So I don't actually have a lot to say about this because I don't know how I feel. I asked my wife. We both kind of were chatting about it. How do we feel about this? And I said I'm not sure. It was my true opinion. Is like I am not sure how I feel about this. So we'll have to see. What were your initial thoughts on Elon Musk buying Twitter? Was it 43 billion or something like that? A lot of money.
That's a lot of money. I mean, we were just talking about 300 or 700 million for Club Penguin.
Yeah.
And this is like a lot more money. My thoughts are, I've been a heavy Twitter user for quite a long time now. I use it. It's my main social platform that I use. I'm conflicted. I mean, I feel like with Twitter, I've already learned to navigate an environment that doesn't necessarily agree with my views in general anyway. I'm already used to just being kind of a fish out of the water in a way with Twitter. And I'm okay with that. I don't need, like, it's a private, whatever, they can do what they want with Twitter. But I've had a good experience with navigating Twitter. Like, I just use it in a certain way that it's been a positive experience for me. And it's been good, even though there's a lot of, if I get off the beaten path a bit on Twitter, I do a search, I'm like, whoa, there is a part of Twitter that like is foreign to me. I don't know this stuff. And then I go back to my little happy little hole of Twitter that has been cultivated, and it's generally happy and good and fine.
Yeah.
You know, with some tension and things back and forth. But so this has left me also, like you, unsure, because with Elon Musk purchasing it, he is promoting himself as being a champion of free speech. And at the same time, I haven't felt crippled on Twitter already. I don't feel like I've been shadow banned. I don't. But maybe because I'm not like doing political articles and stuff like that, which makes sense. I'm a game developer. My stuff's not really edgy. I don't know that I'm offending anybody. But I'm just my concern is that my feel of Twitter is that it's been left leaning. People can disagree with me, but from what I at least heard from a couple of years ago, it seems to be left leaning. For about whatever, and then it seems to be like there could be this push from the right. And what my concern is that there might be a fear that there's going to be this strong right, and then the left's going to be afraid of it, and then kind of be afraid and say stuff out of fear, and then the right's going to attack, and it just I'm hoping that people will just kind of continue on.
Yeah.
And don't pay too much attention to like who owns Twitter right now. Just keep going on, keep engaging with the community that you're engaging with. Tweet things that are good.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, yeah, I think I hope that they don't. There needs to be some control.
Yeah.
So, like when they say they're going to open it up more or whatever they're saying, I just hope that there is still some control, so it just doesn't become the Wild West. Like it just still needs to be moderated. Let's call it that. To a limit. I do like that it is going to be more free speech, but you need to be careful that things, I don't know. Yeah.
I would almost prefer it's like, one is like, rather than if you were to shadow ban me, just let me know. Yeah. Let me know. It's like you guys are your own company, you can do what you want. Just let me know that you've blocked, you don't like what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Like so at least if Elon Musk made it so he lets people know that they are banned, that's not what he's doing. But I mean, it's like, at least let me know that you have shadow banned me. I mean, that wouldn't be shadow banning, that'd just be banning. Just let me know that you don't like my content and you can stop it. That's your guys' prerogative.
And give you the option then to know that you could change your content and continue on as well.
Yeah, so you can conform to them and do that. And if it's reasonable, maybe. And if it's not reasonable, then, we can disagree with them and leave. So
I think I said 43 billion. I Googled it as 44 billion.
Oh,
so the extra billion there.
It's only an extra $1 billion.
Hey, it's a billion.
That could have bought a Club Penguin.
So here's the controversial question.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about it. I'm just going to ask you the question and you can give me a yes or no answer. Will Donald Trump get his Twitter account back?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. And that could, I do. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm not commenting on that, but I do think he will. Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with you there. I think he will as well. And we'll leave that topic as is. But yeah, so that's Twitter. We kind of just thought we should talk about that just quickly today. So any other thoughts there? Yeah,
I just want to say, like, encourage people who are on Twitter to, like, I'm going to continue to be on there, and I'm hoping that others will continue to be on there and to not jump the boat and be afraid and whatever. And if it turns sour and goes bad in a year from now, it's awful. Yeah, it's fine. I can leave, but I would just encourage people to stay the course and just keep engaging positively with people in your community and do good.
And it could be better.
Yeah.
We don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Like it could be good.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think that winds down this episode of the Tech Chit Chat Show. We are enjoying being back. We've been wanting to come back for a while, and we're happy to be back. We're hoping to stream here most weeks. So thank you for joining us today. Remember to like and subscribe on Facebook, or not Instagram. We're not even on Instagram. Facebook, I don't even know anymore. YouTube, Twitch, or listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform. You can find us there as well. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.